Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Friday morning market webcast. Okay, first things first, if you didn't see the closing wrap up from later last night, I suggest you watch it. It's on the longer side. It's going to cover a lot of things that I probably normally would have covered this morning, but I covered them last night. So that's why you got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to get on Circle so all that stuff pops up nice and clean. Follow us on Twitter, whatever you need to do to make sure that, you're consuming everything as it goes. But let's talk about right now. So we've made a lower low. Globex low is 42.82. They're trying to seal off the 200-day exponential moving average on the continuation chart. The front month chart, it's up at 40. The 200's up at like 43, call it 43.41. I'm not concerned with that line. It lines up with the daily mid, and I think the daily mid is more powerful than a 200-day exponential moving average where 170 of those days, it had literally no volume at all. And the spread is so freaking wide, September into December, like it was like 50 handles, that the longer moving average on the continuation chart for me is more powerful because that moving average is 200 days where most of the volume was. The vast majority of the volume was, I should say. So welcome to where we are. So it's at 42.96. We're trading around 90. Volume weighted average price is at 42.92. Proprietary moving average, call it 91. Hourly mid's 97.5. This entire day is about whether we close above or below the purple line. That's going to impact next week tremendously. There are various types of days that we track in the room. This type of day, the opens for this type of day are typically very whippy, very choppy, and very two-sided, which, makes a lot of sense because you got a great big inflection point to fight over this morning. And I would expect it to do that. Okay, hourly chart. You can see we're just basing here, and we have been all night. They tested weekly pivot and daily pivot yesterday. It got very whippy during Powell's speech, but ultimately they sealed it off. They broke down below the 20-day. They made a lower low, and they ground it down into the close. They've come up in the area of hourly midband overnight, but they certainly have not, taken it out by any stretch of the imagination. So today, if you're a bull, if you're a long, the first thing you want to do is see if you can climb over the top of hourly midband, and that's basically 97.5. Turn that into support. Try to crawl your way back, up and through yesterday's close. Print something with a 43 on it, and by doing that, you'll have taken that 200-day back. That may be really all, absent some piece of news that we can really ask of the long side of the bulls today. If they do start ripping it, remember, you can be long, you can stand aside, don't fight it short, let it go. Remember, we're in sell rallies mode, okay? All I'm doing right now is I'm rolling down a ladder down short that we took yesterday afternoon at 45. So right now, I just moved that stop down to 43.05. So, if I get clipped, I get clipped. If we continue to go down, we're just going to walk it down. It's Friday. We've hit all our numbers for the week, hit all our numbers for the month, and we're just walking it down. We talked about that in detail, as well as some nuances about today's trade in the subscriber webcast last night. So, subscribers out there, premium members, I should say, check that out before the open. So the purple line, if you're the bears, keep making lower lows. You have to seek out 42.35. Take it out by the early part of next week. And like I mentioned in the webcast last night, then you're if we were on the upside, we would call it, then you're in blue sky. You're in a little bit of a blue sky situation to the downside there if you break that 42.35. There's a lot of room that price would need to fill to the downside then. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. All right. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Trade them well. Talk to you next week. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade 'em well.